Let's check this out. It's again from LazyPeon. If you're watching on YouTube, link is in the description below. So go watch and support them or else.
The MMORPG genre certainly attracts some weird and wonderful people from many different backgrounds, but generally...
Hold on, I'm sorry. Sorry, Big Bang Theory. I have no idea what it says on his forehead. I'm just, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask questions. Just not even gonna ask questions.
But generally, MMOs have been more associated with nerd culture than other gaming genres over
True.
the past 20 years. I remember back in high school, all the kids that played RuneScape would hang out together, and all the kids that played WoW would also hang out together.
Bunch of damn nerds is what they were. I was not one of them at all in school days. I was never a nerd.
These groups were seen as the nerds.
See, told you.
Whilst all the cool kids
that
were
was
playing
me.
Halo 3 or Call of Duty.
To be fair, I did play Halo 3 a lot, and Halo 2. But I also played a lot of World of Warcraft and EverQuest, and Anarchy Online. Listen, I'm an all-around nerd. I don't have one specific genre. I'm all nerds.
I remember seeing documentaries on TV about how addictive World of Warcraft was, and
Those were
hearing
the
stories
days.
about people becoming so obsessed with the game that they died from playing it too long, or they'd pee in bottles to avoid going to the toilet.
Still, to this day, this is one of the greatest episodes of any show ever of all time. It was so good. Well, they're leveling up, and while you're leveling up in their mom's pants, hey, oh, you got them. Love it. No, you were right there beside them in WoW.
Just so they could keep playing the game.
Man, bathroom!
Naturally,
Oh no. I'm glad they didn't show it.
after hearing these fierce stories in the news as a teenager, it just made me think, this game must be really fucking good if it's having that effect on people. And thus,
That
my
is how the
journey
world
down
works.
the MMO rabbit hole began.
Okay.
18 years later, here I am, covering MMORPGs for a living. I've gone through multiple phases where MMOs have either had a severely negative impact on my life, and an incredibly positive
Holy shit. Respect. That is amazing and wonderful. That is
impact.
that's inspirational. Get back into getting fit again for me.
So in
It's
this
doable,
video, we're going
boys.
to talk about
It's
both
doable.
the good and the bad about being an MMORPG player, ultimately ending, in my opinion, about the title of this video. Are MMORPGs actually bad for you?
I thought the video broke for a second. I was like, ugh.
But first, sponsor.
Okay,
Many
cool. Let's hear
MMO
it.
players find it easier to level up in-game rather than real life. But with a pair of Raycon everyday earbuds, you can start to build good habits with the assistance of top-tier audio quality to ease your mind and improve focus.
Now, obviously, nobody's paid me for any advertising in any way, shape, or form. But Raycons are actually pretty good. I have a pair. They're great. They stay in at the gym. It's awesome. When you know, I went to the gym, I gotta get back there, man.
You've got a
Gotta go.
6-hour train journey across the
Like, yeah,
country
train
to
rides,
keep
walking
your
through the
mind
city.
occupied.
They're very
Listen to
lovely.
some podcasts with your Raycons.
And they last
You
long,
want
too.
to level up your stamina stats IRL, but you find cardio boring? Whip out your Raycons, put on some tunes, and get running. And for me personally, I use my Raycons in the gym pretty much every day to avoid some of the terrible music that gets played on repeat, which
This is true, Mr. and Mrs. Raycon. If you need sponsors, feel free to just reach out to me. I would. Even just for an updated pair or a second pair, just so I have two of them. Hey,
would distract me from gaining that sweet strength.
my DMs are open.
15% off your Raycon purchase.
I've
Buy
really kept
yourself
that
some
simple.
Raycons now.
TLP.
So
Like, people
what are
can
some of the
remember that.
negative effects of playing?
How absolutely dare you put Alizé and the Lich King marked as the bad? Those are two of the greatest things in MMOs. Alizé's a total badass, and Lich King is literally the highest point of when WoW was good.
MMORPGs. I think the biggest and most obvious thing is addiction. Most of the problems related to MMOs come down to just putting too much time and energy into
Yes,
these
what's
games.
this website?
And
It's like a
every
whole...
sub-issue I'm about to mention, such as...
Dude, this is how I feel with, like, every single Final Fantasy streamer or content creator that I followed. It's like they all just dove into that Genshin Impact hype train. When, you know, I chose to play the Chad game, Honkai Star Rail. Chad version of it. Honestly, it's a lot just easier to play.
Poor social skills,
That's
bad
absolutely every
hygiene,
Genshin player.
unhealthy
Ew.
lifestyle,
Don't smell.
fucked up priorities, and damaging your relationships is ultimately
G1,
down to
G3 for the kill.
addiction or lack of
Oh my god, I haven't seen this video in so long. Oh, I just got flashbacks. I haven't watched this clip in
self-control
forever,
in one way
man.
or another.
I miss
An
it.
easy response to
That
this
poor
is
child.
just play MMOs casually.
Abso-fucking-lutely not. Nighthawk, what's going on, friend? How are you doing today? Welcome in, man. Play less MMOs. Get out of here.
Lol. Yeah, easier said than done.
Exactly.
MMOs by design
Casuals. Psh. Disgusting.
are made in a way so that to achieve anything meaningful in game, you need
What
to put
game
in
is
a
this?
crap ton of time and energy into them. Sure, you can play MMOs casually and have a decent enough time with average progress,
Yeah.
but if the game's really good, the sense of progression is spiking your dopamine in all the right ways, and you're in that MMO flow state, it's extremely easy to fall down the slippery slope of addiction.
True. I've actually been wanting to play Lost Ark again. I actually really enjoyed Lost Ark. It's just I got to a point where it's like, pay to win, and I'm like, yes, I don't want to sink much time into this. And I also want to get. I know we talked about New World eventually, but I want to play every MMO, but I don't have time. It sucks. But I'm doing well, Nighthawk. It's good to see you, my friend. Remember the angry kid that's mother cancel his WoW sub? No, I don't. What was that kid? Play less. Well, it's gonna say touch grass. Ew, no. Especially not right now. If I touch grass and then like somehow touch my face, I will just be red and start sneezing for 15 hours because nature's trying to murder me this past week. Oh, your cousin's lost in a Lost Ark sauce. It's a fun game, honestly. But I also know that I'm gonna be like obsessed with Diablo 4 once that launches. So you can't play Lost Ark. Is it too much going on, or like oh, that's right, it's country locked. That's true. You're lucky. You can't play all those games that try to take your monies.
Especially for people who aren't getting any sense of fulfillment in their real life. If you have a boring, stressful life, and the only dopamine you're getting comes from video games, then naturally it's much easier to become addicted, because you're not getting that good feeling.
It's true. To be fair, though, it's like the way I've always looked at it. If people just want to sit and game because their life sucks, by all means, go do it. Like, please use video games to make your life happier. That's awesome. If it makes you happy, do it. You're not doing anything bad. You're not sitting there being all like super depressed constantly. You're doing something with your time, having energy, meeting people. That's the plus side with MMOs. You get to meet people, good and bad. It's a 13-year-old video. Yes, please. I would like to react to 13-year-old videos. No, you're not the gambling kid kind, Phantom. That's good.
From anything else.
Gambling's bad, but
Eventually,
fun.
once you're deep enough into an MMO, you might join a guild that pushes progression raiding or competitive PvP.
I see like screens. This is like retail WoW. I don't know what in the hell is going on anymore. I have no idea. I have like no desire to go play that game on retail at all. But I do want to get this. I want to see if there's an add-on though that moves my. Because like how this has the character like health and everything in top left. I want to see if there's an add-on that'll move that to like where I have it in 14, where it's more easily visible. Because I am trying to keep an eye on my health a little bit more in WoW Hardcore, because there have been some close calls.
And here you're basically signing up to play the game for a minimum amount of
Sounds
hours per
fun.
week, because it's what the guild expects from you to
Exactly.
keep up with the gearing requirements. Not all MMOs are like this. Guild Wars 2 is a good example of an MMO with no gear treadmill that you can jump in and out of whenever you like,
I like
and
that.
not really get addicted.
I tried Guild Wars 2 when it first came out. It didn't like stick with me. I don't know why.
But for most MMOs, especially at launch or during a new expansion,
Mhm.
they're extremely addictive. Everything's new and exciting. You've got thousands of other players all pushing progression
Yep.
and leveling together.
You're on that hype
And you
train.
almost feel this push to race against them, or at the very least, keep up.
I would never try to race against people to get content done. I would never be the type to wake up at 4 a.m. my time to play through the newest expansion for Final Fantasy XIV so I could get all the story stuff out of the way and not have to worry about spoilers on Twitter. I would never do that.
Why
I'm going to be doing that with the next expansion.
do you feel this push? Well, if you fall behind,
With the next
there's that
patch, I
fear
should
that
say.
you won't be able to find groups or do the content that you want to do. That, as well as wanting to feel like you're a part of something.
And honestly, like it's a hype moment when you kill stuff like that. I don't know about the jailer. That sounds stupid as hell in WoW retail, but it's a good sense of accomplishment. You get together with your crew, with your guild, your free company, just friends. You do a raid, you do a dungeon, you do a trial, something extreme. it's a nice sense of accomplishment. It really truly is. You'd never not sleep to play a game throughout the night and make sure you get on top of the leaderboard. Never. No, I would never do that. I would never do such a horrible
Which is
thing
another feeling that a lot of
ever.
MMO players lack in their real
Oh, that was
life.
Race World
So
first.
what's the
Nice.
problem with being an MMO addict? If you're having fun, then it's not all that harmful,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Well, that depends.
Yeah.
Last year when Lost Ark first launched, I got so addicted to that game, I literally could not sleep. Yes, I was having fun, but I didn't want to make YouTube content because I wanted to play Lost Ark. I didn't want to go to the gym, meet my friends, leave the house, give my girlfriend attention, or do anything else other than play Lost Ark.
That's why I'm single. More time for games. That is why. 100% that is the reason. No other reason at all. But I feel that though, like I'm sitting here trying to, think of video ideas, think of stuff to write, or like even work on shorts, or like just play, other games and stuff just for YouTube content. But I'm like, man, I just wanna play some games. I just wanna play some MMOs. Because it's just something about it, just it's relaxing. Some days, full long day at work. It's like 6, 7 o'clock after I ate dinner. I'm like, I don't want to work on a video. I just want to sit and level up in WoW. Like that's all. But Lost Ark was good. Sometimes you gotta lose sleep to game. It is what it is. Is it healthy to do all the time? No. Sometimes, yeah, it's fine. In moderation. It's like everything else. In moderation, it's good.
And when I did leave the house, my eyes were bloodshot red from looking at the screen all day. This has been the case with me in the past with so many different MMOs. RuneScape, WoW, Black Desert Online, New World, Lost Ark, Arcade, and so on.
Yeah.
Whenever I've been addicted to an MMO, I've always been fully aware that this isn't healthy, but at the time I never seemed to care. It's easy to care more about what's going on in this parallel virtual life than what's going on in the real world, which occasionally can be a good
This is true.
crutch if you're going through some hard times.
Listen, with all the crap in the world right now, just play some fucking games, man. Just play some games. Valheim. It's healthy. I never played Valheim actually. I never got a chance to play it.
Sometimes, though, addiction isn't really that tied to fun or enjoyment. You
Mm-mm.
can be addicted to a game that you no longer enjoy purely because you've invested so much time into it in the past.
16,000 hours. That is a lot of time.
This is quite a depressing state to be in, because you're putting time into something but getting no enjoyment back. You're chasing the dopamine hits that got you into the MMO in the first place, but those rewards just don't feel the same.
I can get that. Like if you're just playing it just to feel the same way you did back then, like yeah, that's one thing. But if you're playing it and like the thought of just grinding is, a relaxing thing for you, or if doing something repetitive over and over makes you happy, then hey, by all means go for it. But you gotta remember to one, play other things, priorities, other games, and two, you gotta take care of your health, 100%, and work and other things like that, and family. You got a lot of other things that are kind of more important than MMOs. As much as it pains me to say that there are things more important than video games out there. Rookie numbers. That's why I quit WoW 100%. Kept chasing the arena and RBG titles. Yeah, like that's one thing. Like I was playing WoW like normal classic, not hardcore, just for Wrath of the Lich King, and I played that. I jumped back into it just for fun, like about a month or probably 2 months at this point. And the server I was on for Wrath of the Lich King had like nobody on it. I joined this really cool guild though, like very chill people. They're actually playing 14 now because there wasn't anybody on the server. Like we were able to do like Nax Ramus once, and that was fun. But I just kind of hopped on there just to do dailies and like just grind some stuff out, do some PvP. But it was more so just to like just do it. Like I didn't have any goals in mind, and then I decided to try hardcore, and I'm like, damn, like this is fun, and it's just nice to be in an MMO that's like that alive and popular at one time. It's nice.
It's at this point where you should probably take a break or make better use of your time.
That makes me want to sneeze right now. I hate it.
Another common issue that MMO addicts generally face is poor social skills in real life.
Footage at me.
If you're spending all your time typing or talking to people online and not face to face, then you might not be very good at reading body language or have experience in certain social situations. This was a problem I had back in high school. I chose to play WoW and RuneScape over going to parties and meeting up with friends after school. This caused me to be very socially awkward in my
So for me, just like, going back then, I wouldn't blame my social awkwardness on games. I would blame it just on me because I don't really know how to handle people and stuff. It's all, mentally and all that. Like there are a lot of other reasons why you might not be social. And like saying it's just because of games isn't the best argument for it. Like for me, honestly, like playing MMOs and playing, team-based shooters and stuff, that got me to talk to people more and, know people, befriend people. Hell, with the WoW auction house, that gave me an idea of business early on. It was great. You're on Kill Jaden for the sweaty PvP through Pandaria, and then when the selling ranks and RPGs, damn. Dude, I stopped mid Cataclysm, and then they sent me Mr. Pandera as like a free copy to try and get me back in the game. I tried it for a month, and I was like, nah, I can't. And then like I played it briefly before WoW Classic came out, and I'm like, eh. But then I got into Classic because it's just fun.
my late teens. I didn't really know how to talk to girls, I had no confidence, and I didn't want to leave my safe online space. This was compounded by the next negative aspect of being an MMO addict, the unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. That's for any gaming though. Like if you do something too much and kind of lose track of your health, same. But it's also like the same, if you work too much at your job, that could be unhealthy. Like there's just a lot of variables that could make you unhealthy. You ever been more social and playing 14? Exactly. Don't even get me started on 14. Like I've met so many people through Final Fantasy 14. It's been great.
When you're addicted to MMOs, the last thing you want to do is spend time away from the computer preparing healthy meals, working out at the gym, exercising, getting 8 hours of sleep, and seeing sunlight.
I'll be real with you. I don't remember the last time in my life I've gotten 8 hours of sleep. I can't remember at all. And that's not for gaming. That's more so because I don't want to waste more of my day sleeping when I've got to like, work and then do everything else. All that fun stuff.
This will obviously have a negative impact on your IRL character and
Your IRL
perpetuate your
character.
self-confidence and social issues due to probably looking and feeling like shit all of the time. And this brings me to my final point, messed up priorities.
True. Depression will stop you from doing anything. Like mental illnesses and stuff will mess you up a little bit more. Need to get your time back from the world. Yeah, exactly. Like that was my mentality. That's also why I had a huge breakdown and had to quit my last job. Like I felt too overwhelmed with everything. And that's why I'm like I'm very strict with, well, I don't want to say strict, but I'm very upfront with like what my needs are. I'm like brutally blunt, honest with my job. I'm like, listen, you guys are not gonna get, you're not gonna get my life out of me. Like you get my time. I'm gonna put 150% in during that time. But that's also because I like to get everything done, and we're good. But my nights and weekends are mine. Like I might do things if I need to, but they're mine. And it's a nice balance finally. It's now I'm like trying to get back. I was starting to walk again, like get out and get my 10K steps in a day, and then nature tried to murder me. Like I walked outside to bring the trash out this morning, and like I couldn't stop sneezing for like 15 minutes when I got back inside. And it was like being out there for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Like a character in an RPG has mana or stamina, we all have a limited amount of willpower available to use each day in real life.
This is true.
Once that willpower is used up, you're done for the day.
Yeah.
If you're addicted to MMOs, you're potentially using up all of your energy on a game that probably doesn't bring you a whole lot of happiness and fulfillment. Maybe you're unhappy with your current situation in life, your job, your physical appearance, your relationships, the country you live.
All right, listen. I don't see a problem with this. There's no problem to be mad about being bald. Listen, I shaved my head today. It feels smooth. It's lovely. It's great. This dude looks cool. Moved from New York to Florida because you got tired of your corporate lifestyle and couldn't sustain your life. Yeah, like it's weird, man. There are some people out there who just make their job their life, and I could never do that. Like I have way too much out of other stuff in the world, and I want to do my hobbies, like I want to work on streaming and YouTube stuff, and then gaming, and like talk to friends more often. It's like I got so many other things to do besides make my job my life. So that was good for you there, Nighthawk. Yeah, spoon theory makes sense. I definitely it's not something that I like say all the time, but it's just it gets to a point in my day where I'm like, you know what? I got nothing else to give. I'm on E. I gotta just chill. And that's why, like, I haven't done any high end content in raids for a while. Like a few months back, I had to step away from my static because I couldn't keep up with the like extreme trials and like savage raids and stuff for 14. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a step back. I'll better myself on my own while just kind of like chilling with it. And honestly, I've become a better player since then because I got to focus more time just on like leveling myself up in general. And I could focus on like some of the single player stuff I've been trying to do. But I really just pop on MMOs. I'm on MMOs daily. Like it is a thing. But mainly I pop on 14 just like tend to my garden in the morning. Or like go to Gold Saucer, check my little scratch off. Little things like that because I haven't been doing too much in the game. And then WoW now I literally it's just to like relax and turn the brain off for a bit while doing hardcore, and then when it gets to the point where like I know that I can't like focus as much as I can, like even just a little bit, I'm like I gotta stop because I don't want to die. But there's something relaxing about just going out and just like farming mobs and stuff for a while. It's something really relaxing about it. I think it's the repetition of it.
Your relationships, the country you live in. You want to make a change, but you're using all your mental energy on a bullshit game that you no longer enjoy, that you'll have forgotten about in 2 years anyway.
Yeah, if you hate play a game, just stop and step away from the game for a bit.
To summarize the negative aspects of MMOs, they're basically insanely addictive because they're able to give you a budget version of all the positive emotions you'd experience in real life.
Alright.
Being part
Alright,
of
let's
a
hear it.
group, feeling
True.
powerful, achieving
True.
goals,
True.
competing against other people,
True.
problem solving, and a long-term sense of progression
True.
where you quickly see the fruits of your hard work.
Also
With
true.
self-control, these aren't bad things, and it's
Yeah.
why MMOs are so compelling. But it's when you let MMOs take away your desire to achieve those emotions and experiences in real life, that's when things can go downhill. This is basically what happened with me from 2017 to 2018 when I let Black Desert Online take over my life. I had absolutely no desire to make friends IRL because I had my guildmates in BDO. I weighed 105 kilograms due to not working out and eating a gamer diet, and I didn't feel any urge to progress or make money because I was so focused on my progression in-game. Eventually though, things changed, which brings me on to the next part of this video, why I think
I'm still very impressed with this dude. Like that's impressive. That takes some damn good willpower to get that healthy. Like I always say, you have your ups and downs and stuff, and I was almost there, almost to that point. But life happens, man. Yeah, I don't know what 105 kilos is because I'm dumb American brain. We use the right way over here. We use pounds. That's how it should be in the whole world because that's how it is in America.
MMOs
America.
can be quite good for you.
Yeah, see, exactly. Good. You just
First
same
off,
picture.
MMORPGs actually teach you a lot of skills that can be applied to the real world. Here's just a few examples.
All right, let's hear it.
Leaders and raid leaders practice management skills, organizational skills, as well as staying calm under pressure.
Yeah, I had to always learn how to get better with staying calm under pressure. I'm pretty good at it now. But what the hell was I gonna say? Like, guild management. It's funny, when I started my new job, I actually like the president or somebody high up, we're literally half of my like meet and greet with him was talking about MMOs. And I even said, I'm like, guild leadership and stuff like that, it's a good business thing. You learn management, you learn how to talk to people, it's great. And then another thing for me, like I mentioned earlier, the whole business aspect of like the auction house. I learned how to run the bag market back in Wrath of the Lich King for a bit with those Frostweave bags. I made bank. It was great. It was 230. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's a little less than where I'm at. I think it's like I'm probably like closer to 250. I honestly haven't weighed myself in a while. I'm probably like 240, 250 right now because I've been slacking for like 5 months now 6 months actually without going to the gym.
Learning how to flip items on the auction house
See,
not only
exactly.
teaches you how supply and demand works, but
Yup.
it also teaches you to look for niches in markets.
Yup. Or go the Walmart approach. Just sell a lot of stuff at a lower cost to make more money. Or also just buy everything in the auction house and then sell everything at your own rate. That's kind of what I did with the bags sometimes.
I learned to be extra careful about trusting people on the internet and avoid scams
True.
after I got lured into the RuneScape wilderness for my entire bank at the age of 12 years old. If you're a top tier
Oh,
raider, you're learning how to
no.
follow complex instructions, work together with other people, and solve problems.
I honestly gotta say, like, I was never good with raiding back in normal WoW. Like when I played, I the way that I raid now is like 1,000 times better than how I raided back then. Because I don't know why. I guess maybe I just didn't do it often enough, or maybe I just didn't have the right groups or things. But I think just playing 14 made something click in my brain where I fully understand just MMO fights now, and it's fantastic, and I love it. You start your living room out, see, oh yeah, dude.
Many people who aren't native English
I heard those
speakers
ring
have
fits are
basically
good.
taught themselves an entire language from playing MMOs.
That's
And
impressive.
many people have formed lasting relationships in real life with people that they've met in these games.
Mhm.
But here's the best part. If you change your mindset to imagine that real life is an MMORPG, not only does it help you make better decisions,
All right, let's see. 2021 goals: make new friends, get a six-pack, make money, go on adventure in Thailand, learn more Thai language, learn to invest. So here's my problem with 3 out of 6 of those. 4 out of 6 of those technically. You need money to do those. Well, wait, no, there's 6 goals there. But like you can make new friends, get a six-pack. That's lofty goals. Like if you're just starting to work out and like exercise, that should be the last thing on your brain. Do the basics first.
but it also helps you figure out what you want to get out of life. If real life had a user interface and you could see all of your stats, what would they be? If you could see yourself getting XP in real time and leveling up your skills, would that be more motivating to you?
Honestly, probably. There are also a lot of animes out there that do that, which are actually fun.
Every time you go to the gym, you're gaining a strength level. Every time you stick to a good habit, you're leveling up your discipline skill. The more people you talk to, you're leveling up your charisma. And as you're leveling up your IRL stats more and more, you unlock new quests that allow you to access new content. Perhaps traveling to new zones. Perhaps you unlock the girlfriend
Chicken.
expansion.
Who needs that expansion, right? Am I right?
Or you gain new
Yeah.
abilities in the form of speaking new languages, snowboarding, mountain climbing, wilderness survival, and so on. This probably sounds ridiculous.
That dude just drank his own
but
pee.
since I've adopted this mindset, my life has improved in so many different ways.
It's a good
You
mindset to
can
have.
literally open up Google Maps and ask yourself, if I was an avatar in a video game, what would be the best zone for me to level up in? This is why I decided to move to Thailand over 3 years ago.
Oh, that makes more sense now. He lives in Thailand, okay.
There's less open world PvP here than most other zones. The guild that runs this zone takes less of my money in taxes. Items at the general store are cheaper. And the weather is nice, which means I have less mental health debuffs throughout the year. MMO
Fair.
players are probably the smartest, most dedicated, and slightly autistic group of gamers out there.
I mean, he's not wrong.
When a new MMO's coming out, they theory craft, speculate, invest time researching and
Mhm.
planning out the optimal leveling routes before a game has even released.
That's one thing I don't like to do with new MMOs. I don't like to do the whole, okay, I'm going to plan out this whole leveling route. I like to go in and enjoy the world and kind of like go at my own pace while still going fast with it. Especially with a game, I know it's not an MMO, but like Diablo 4 or something like that. I'm not too invested in the story, so I'll probably go a bit quicker through the story content, but that's just because I want to see more stuff. But when it comes to MMOs, I like to explore and kind of take my time, go at my own pace, kind of do my own thing. And depending if I'm, like, say, it hasn't happened in a while, but say I'm, like, playing an MMO to play with friends, and, like, I have to get to the end game, I'll just, burn through levels and get to the end game so I can play with people, and then from there, I'll kind of explore on my own and stuff. But like with Final Fantasy 14, I kind of took that at my own pace for a while before I realized it's like, oh, I'm in Stormblood and Endwalker comes out in like 4 months. I need to catch up. Or not even that, it was like 3 months at that point. It was like September. So I had a lot to catch up on, but I got there. It was great.
So that upon launch, they achieve their goals as efficiently as possible. Can you imagine how powerful applying that same level of planning and efficiency would be to the real-life MMORPG? Literally, if you're unhappy with your situation, open up a notepad file and pretend that life is an MMO. What are your stats? Where are you questing? What type of content do you want to do when you reach endgame? Write down the different types of quests, features, content, and expansions that might unlock once you hit certain stat requirements.
The only thing with this, like, it's a good mindset to have. First and foremost, to achieve anything, you gotta have that good mindset for it. You gotta have that, optimistic mindset for it. But you gotta also understand there are real world limitations, like finances, time, location. Like, you gotta take that into account. Like, I couldn't really sit there and do this too well. It'd be like, okay, get my health stat up, go to a gym, walk more, eat healthier. I'm like, this is stuff that I already do anyway. But if this would work for you, I'd say go for it, man. Anything that will make your life better and happier and healthier, go for it.
The problem with the real-life MMO, though, is that you have a lot of resources to manage. It's
That's also
basically
true.
an open-world, hardcore survival sandbox MMO, crossed with The Sims, where you need to do a lot of character maintenance to regenerate your willpower and...
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is coming from somebody who could afford to pack up and move to Thailand. I can't afford to pack up and move to a state over. Like, it's just a different world for some people.
energy resources. Oh, and you can't max out every stat either, which means you need to be quite selective about how you spend your attribute
Now with that mindset,
points.
noob.
Another thing that kind of sucks about the real
Why
life
Sand have so
MMO
much money?
is that it's pretty pay to win. You can only unlock
Yep.
new mounts with gold and not via random drop, and if you're unlucky enough to start in one of the game's hardcore full loot PvP zones with bad starting attributes,
Why would you show... You can't be like, oh, you'd be unlucky to start in a bad zone and then show fucking London. There are so many worse places in the world. So many worse places in the world. No. That's an excellent spot to start.
then you're going to have a much longer grind to reach the end game. So are MMORPGs actually bad for you? That depends.
I'm not saying it's not a shithole. I'm just saying there are worse shitholes to start in.
If you're someone that will prioritize your in-game avatar's progress over your real-life avatar's progress, then yes, potentially. Otherwise, no, not really. MMOs can teach you a lot about real life, and I've met tons of extremely successful people who grew up playing games like RuneScape, WoW, Ultima Online, EverQuest, and so on.
Exactly. Honestly, Henry Cavill is like goals.
Level up both your IRL and in-game characters at the same time for maximum dopamine reward.
I'm starting to think he made this video just to show off how healthy he got. At this point, I'm thinking that just a little bit, which honestly, good for him.
And to also min-max your happiness levels. But that's it for this video, guys. As always, let me know in the comments below if this was a dog shit video that made absolutely no sense, or perhaps you agree with me in thinking that viewing real life like an MMORPG has some actual value. If you want to follow my IRL character's progress towards achieving his goal of getting 99 strength, then join my Discord Gamer to Giga Chad linked below,
Gamer
where
to
I
Giga
post
Chad.
pictures every 2 days after a strength XP grinding session. I'm currently 3 months into this grind and have been pretty consistent.
That's
At this
good.
rate, I should achieve the 6-pack abs cosmetic unlock in about 2 to 3 months. Social media on screen, help us out with a like for the algorithm gods. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
There you go. All right, overall good video. You definitely had some things to talk about. It's again, it's tough, man. Like that's a tough mindset, because like you can't. Not everybody has that opportunity for it. Everybody should have that mindset for it. Like anybody can get that mindset, but there are a lot of physical limitations for people with that. But you do have to look at it. Just looking at that, even breaking it down to like smaller things in life. It's a good idea. Break down what would you do if your life was an MMO just for today or something. Break down into little things. Good video. I disagree with 90% of it, but good video. Fair. Like I did disagree with most of it. There's just a lot to discuss, and I also don't think that it really went into, like, it just briefly touched upon the negative effects of MMOs. Kind of. I don't know. Like I say, I feel like this was more so to show off being healthy in real life, and like his whole idea of using the MMO mindset for real life things. I think that was the main topic of the video. It wasn't what I was expecting, to say the least. But still, LazyPeon is great. They make some damn good videos. So 100% go support them.